Hello, guys. My name is Matthew Abood, and I'm here today to tell you about the human being Shih Tzu, a tale as old as time. Um, I'm going to talk about Shih Tzus and give you guys a little bit of information about them. It's a beautiful, wonderful, small breed of dogs. Me and my family have been lucky enough to own about 6 of them over the time span, and the first one all began with a beautiful little Shih Tzu named Hummer, and me and my 2 sisters, one was older and one was quite a bit younger, I believe around 3 years old at the time, or 2 years old. We went to the local pet store with my mother and father, and we just went there with the idea of just looking around, window shopping perhaps. Never owned a dog at that time in the family, so we weren't expecting one. And shortly after we arrived at the pet store, my youngest sister Emily proceeded to fall in love with this cute little white and black Shih Tzu, and we took him home, and that was the end of that. And I think that night he was named Hummer, and he was an absolute pleasure, a joy to be around, with a wonderful temperament, potty trained very fast, just a wonderful dog, very stoic in his older age, and just a pleasure, a true pleasure to be around. And it definitely started a love for this breed of dogs. And after Hummer, we've had, I believe, 6 more Shih Tzus. 7 total, actually. Probably 7, including my older sister's Shih Tzu. Like I said, we have owned 7 Shih Tzus. We've had them as puppies from the breeder. We adopted one, so a couple different options that you have to acquire yourself a beautiful Shih Tzu. Just depends on what's the best match for you. They make excellent pets and do improve the quality of life. I do agree with that, and they have been a wonderful addition to my life. Shih Tzus are aesthetically appealing. That's the first thing is when you look at them, you see them. I gave one of my audience members a link with some included photographs of these beautiful dogs. So I want you to take a look at those and see what emotions they bring out when you see them. They got really cute eyes, beautiful coats, fluffy, nice tails. They're a wonderful size, and they say their eyes are very endearing and human-like, and they do make lovely little sounds. They have short snouts, so it causes some breathing issues, so they grunt and snort and whatnot. And they're just completely lovable, endearing little creatures. So Shih Tzus have been a positive influence in my life personally. When a Shih Tzu joins the family, it immediately brings joy and happiness into that home. It provides a sense of responsibility for the younger children, if there are any. And it just kind of has a natural way of bringing a family together. They are wonderful to train, food motivated. They're very eager to learn with anything involving a treat. They respond to that very well. Many famous people own Shih Tzus. Miley Cyrus even has one. So yeah, seriously. Shih Tzus treat their owners like royalty. They're from the Chinese days. Emperors used to use them to catch rodents in the castles, and then in the evenings they'd actually use them as foot warmers in the bed. Yeah, so I'm grateful for them. They bring joy to my life. One of the wonderful things about them is they shed very little dander, which is great for people with allergies because this causes them not to have any type of reaction. So it's a wonderful thing. They do still require grooming and brushing, but it won't cause any allergic reactions. So they don't like the heat. They would prefer a neutral climate. They don't require a ton of exercise. They do need a little exercise, but a large area of land isn't required for the Shih Tzu. It's just fine having a nice area to run free when it needs to, and other than that, it likes to be cozy most of the time. Therefore they make wonderful urban dogs. They do well in many situations. They don't recommend getting them leaving them alone with infants or a very young child. But my experience is when the puppy grows up with the child, it usually turns out to have a wonderful temperament. So they do adapt well to changing environment as well. So I believe that the Shih Tzu's happiness is directly reflected on the owner, and it makes their attitude better. This happens to make them a wonderful pet, and it just overall makes your life better. So when I have a Shih Tzu in my life, I feel like my attitude is better and general happiness is better when I do have these Shih Tzus. And I hope one day you guys will be able to experience the pleasure of owning one as well. Thank you for meeting with me, and you guys have a wonderful evening. And I hope you guys get to experience this beautiful little creature at some point or another. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off. Oh, no applause necessary. Thank you, guys.